Welcome to the Dirty Mind Podcast. My name is Dirt of the aforementioned Dirty Mind Podcast. See, part of my name is embedded into the title of the podcast. It's the first four letters. The first four and only four letters of my first name are the first four letters in the name of the podcast. I'm glad we got that cleared up. Today we're going to be talking about something that happened recently that no one knows about. There was this No Man's Sky challenge that I orchestrated, and it created the equivalent of a giant ice cream brain freeze. I would say a cookies and cream brain freeze on the entire Hello Games server. And it's been pretty fantastic to watch, and I think it's been worth all the struggles, in my opinion. But I have brought in an expert on the subject who has been with us since the very beginning of this challenge. Actually, a little before the beginning, because before beginnings, you could begin before you would have beginned. And before any of that begins, we're going to run over to everyone's favorite segment, Old News.
I got nothing new for you.
Today's old news is a real doozy. Get ready, everybody, because the Nintendo Wii is going to be backwards compatible. You are going to be able to play GameCube games on the Nintendo Wii when it comes out. And this is really amazing because I think everyone is going to want to play their GameCube games on the Wii. That's probably going to be the primary purpose of the Wii, is just to be able to play GameCube games, but not on a console that is an actual cube, but more of a cube that's been squished and stretched out a little bit. I think that'll be the main usage of the Wii when everyone gets it. I don't think this whole motion control thing is actually going to take off. Everyone is just going to stick to the standard GameCube controllers and plug those in, and that'll be that. So check out the Nintendo Wii when it comes out. It's coming out pretty soon, I think. And when that happens, you won't have to get rid of your GameCube games. I know when a new console comes out, you're tempted to destroy everything else that you owned previously and just invest all of the monies earned into this new product. But here, you're not going to have to do that, because the GameCube games will still be valuable. You can throw the GameCube console away because you don't need that anymore, because it's now the Wii. The Wii is the GameCube, even though it's not a cube. I know that's really confusing. Just stay with me, all right? It's going to be okay. We're going to be okay. We're going to be fine. We're going to be, if nothing else, we're going to be average, okay? We're going to be just decent-ish, and that'll be that. So thank you for listening to this old news, and I hope you look forward to the next backward of the news that is that don't look forward, because it might be backward because it's old. Anyway.
Boy, that was sure some good old news.
That was such good news, and if you're wondering whose voice that was, that is my good buddy Z. Z, could you introduce yourself?
Hi.
Thank you so much. So Z, I'm really happy that you're on the show here on the Dirty Mind Podcast. If you weren't aware, that is what you are currently on.
I thought I was on Murray.
No.
Oh.
Is it? Wait, is it? I'll go out into the hallway and check the labels on the doors to find out for sure.
Okay.
But we're going to be chit-chatting about this city build challenge you may or may not remember that has been going on in No Man's Sky. So you were you were there at its inception.
Yeah.
Along with Chris Nolan and Tom Hardy. And we tested out sort of a quick neighborhood type building situation to make sure that it worked. And I think it was a pretty good test because we had two players,
Mm-hmm.
and that was That was a pretty good estimation of what the final result was going to be with all the 500 bases on the one planet,
Yeah, I
right?
mean, we only had like 3 or 4 more than we started with, so it's like that's not that bad.
Exactly. So I just wanted to bring you on and ask you a few questions. First and foremost, what were, if any, existed, what were your concerns going into the build challenge?
The game itself working, and so far it hasn't, which has been perfect.
I agree with that. That's beautiful. I mean, I personally didn't have any concerns, but if I did have some concerns, it wouldn't be around my leadership per se, because that has been proven many a time. I don't know if you recall, there was once a time when I found a rat in Half-Life Alyx, and it was in the best of conditions. And I think it was mostly due to my care and protection, so I don't think there were any concerns about that, right?
Yeah, no, the rat seemed like perfectly healthy and in all sorts of dead way. And his name was what, Quentin or something like that?
Quincy, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Quincy Tarantino. So what, as the build challenge has underwent operation, having had happens, what glitches have you experienced on Planet Omnipotence?
All of them.
All of them. Let me
Yeah.
let me get a pen. Okay, go ahead.
Mostly it's just bases not spawning in. Even my own while I'm standing in it.
Really? Your
Yeah.
own?
Yeah, I was on the top floor and I spawned into the game and there was just nothing. Stayed like that the entire time I was there.
Wow. I have not actually had that where stuff in my own base doesn't appear. I have had problems with the floor. I'm just walking around and maybe I'm building something, so I'm in the build camera and all of a sudden I just drop through the floor and then get attacked by a dinosaur. Has that happened to you?
No, but I have had a different, weirder glitch I've never seen before. When I try to use the camera while in my ship, the ship doesn't pause in space anymore. It keeps just going.
Oh, well, I can explain that one.
Oh,
So that's when anytime you're in a multiplayer server, or when specifically there are other players around you in that server, it sort of switches, flips a switch, so that the game does not pause when you enter the camera mode, and that's something I figured out one of the times that we were playing together, just you and me, and I went to the camera mode, and I was like, wait a second, why are all these butterflies and dandelions just flowing in the breeze when they're supposed to be standing still?
hmm.
There's actually something I was thinking that would come in handy if we have the multiplayer things happening, and then you could go into the camera mode and things keep moving, and then you could sort of do something like red versus blue. Remember in the Halo days?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Something to think about. So what has been to try and get us back on track? I got a little notepad here with a couple questions. I'm pretty proud of myself because I prepared beforehand.
Uh-oh.
What's been the most surprising part of the challenge, huh?
The fact that this many people have actually joined in.
How many did you expect?
Like, whoever was already on the server, maybe like 2 or 3 of them, not 7 like we have now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely been around triple the amount I expected, and then triple again. And then as the day went on, tripled again.
Yeah, like the fact that it just had more people the first moment you launched it compared to what I expected is just ridiculous.
Yeah. I think that's a testament to how much players just want to be involved in something. It's one thing to passively partake in something, just saying, "Oh, look at that! What an interesting thing you've built a 30-foot tall sculpture to the goddess Athena. That's great." But if someone asked them to build a 30-foot tall sculpture to the goddess Athena, they would be way more invested. Am I right? Am I off base there?
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you for the confirmation. Looking forward to the future. If we tried something like this again, what would you change?
The game.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Something, made more for multiplayer and building, like I don't know, Minecraft. That'd be better.
I did think about Minecraft, but a lot of the realms have a limit of like 10 players at a time.
That'd be private server territory then, which costs money. So that's out the window because I'm poor.
Well, you wouldn't have to worry about that business. We got so much. I don't know if you've ever seen the show before, the Dirty Mind podcast, but we've got sponsors out the wazoo.
Oh.
In fact, we're gonna listen to one of those sponsors with an incredible, just an incredible product here. So let's take a listen. If you're anything like me, then you would really love it if everyone thought that you were extremely proficient at the piano. Well, guess what? We have an amazing solution for you. It's called the false piano. It looks exactly like a real working piano, only it doesn't work at all. And the best part about it is it has a built-in excuse. Every time you go to play it, you press one of the keys, nothing happens. You look in the back, you'll see, oh, the wires are all misplaced and they're all upsy-daisy over and under and oh, nothing's right. And you can say, yeah, it needs to be tuned. I got the piano guy coming on Tuesday to tune it. And then everyone's like, oh, wow, you must be really good at piano because you know what that means to tune it, to tune a piano. That's amazing. So if you have this false piano, everyone is going to walk into your room and think, my goodness, this is a cultured individual who not only knows how to play the piano, but also how to tune the piano. And it's going to be incredible for conversation starters. And the also gooder part of it is if any youngsters pop on by and they see a piano and they want to throw their grubby mitts on it and start playing it, well, guess what? You don't have to worry about hearing the awful cacophony of sounds that will come out of that because it won't work. They're not going to be able to make any noise come out of that piano because it's a false piano. It's great. There's so many uses for it. You can bring it to the beach with you and everyone's like, wow, this is the most cultured individual I've ever seen. I never thought about bringing my grand piano to the beach, probably because they don't have a grand piano because no one is as cool as you. So get a false piano today for only around double the price of a real working normal grand piano, and everyone in your life will think you are just about the coolest little kitty cat to ever roam the earth.
Man, that was a great sponsor segment.
I thought so too. I'm glad you agree because sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I think I might be biased because they came to me and said, hey, could we do this sponsored segment in exchange for 4 Fig Newtons? And I'm thinking, is this actually a good product or am I just blinded by the good deal I'm getting?
Yeah, I don't know. I just can't wait to buy that product and or service.
Yes, thank you for saying so. And that was your response was not triggered by any type of promotion or threat or anything like that. So I'm glad to hear it.
Help.
I also wanted to ask you, Z, some pretty hard hitting questions. If you still got some time, I know you gotta get back to the CIA pretty soon, but
What?
first and foremost, even though this is not the first question, I'm going to say first and foremost because I like saying that. It's a good phrase.
Well, yeah, something to say.
Yeah. When was the last time you ate a biscuit? And this is a two-parter. How did that experience change you fundamentally?
Well, I have a question for the question.
Okay.
Is it just a plain biscuit or can something be in said biscuit?
Oh, it's open for interpretation. As long as some type of biscuit is involved in the process, you're good.
Okay. Well, I have them probably too often because I am slightly addicted to Chick-fil-A's chicken biscuits.
Okay, chicken biscuit. Yeah, see, I was thinking, I was just imagining the driest biscuit is very cookie adjacent, But
Mm.
you went chicken biscuit. So that's a sandwich, right?
Technically? Well, I mean, it's bread, something bread. So yeah, sandwich.
Yeah.
That's how
Okay.
that's how the maths.
And then it's got chicken. And so
Uh-huh.
that's chicken in the middle.
Yes,
And then chicken on
usually.
top above the biscuit. And then chicken
No,
below the other biscuit, right?
no, that's entirely too much chicken.
Oh, too much chicken. Okay.
Yeah.
Biscuit, chicken,
Uh-huh.
biscuit, chicken.
No.
No?
One less chicken. Get rid of the
Okay.
middle one.
Biscuit, biscuit, chicken.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Other than that, do you find biscuits have made their way in or out of your life?
Well, I live in the South, so biscuits are a way of life down here.
Ah, I would love for you to tell me more about that.
Sure. I like biscuits.
I'm glad that you expanded on that. Z, I know we have not had the opportunity to chew the fat, as they say, since we're talking about biscuits. Even though biscuits don't really have a whole lot of fat, or maybe they do. I don't know anything about biscuits other than the fact that they taste delicious.
They're just bread. No fat.
Oh, well, there we go.
Yeah.
But since this is your first time on the Dirty Mind podcast, was there anything you wanted to say or ask in this situation?
I didn't come prepared.
I remember that because I did consider, because I asked you if you wanted to have a little preview of some of the questions
Uh-huh.
to be prepared, and you said, "When am I prepared?"
Yeah,
Or
that's
something
almost
to that
verbatim,
effect.
actually.
Yeah. And I thought, well, maybe I should just go ahead and send those questions. And then
Uh-huh.
I looked outside.
And then he didn't.
Yeah. I saw that there was a good amount of pollen, it looked like, falling from the trees. And I was thinking about what's the breed of tree that I have in my backyard? And I was thinking that my dad knows a lot about trees. He'll go around in the backyard and he'll be like, "So that's a maple over there, but it's not just any maple. It's a Corrington maple, not to be confused with a Huntington maple. And right there, we've got 3 varieties of peach trees in a row." And I'm just like, "Is there going to be a quiz after?" And then I forgot that I was thinking about sending you questions.
Ah, that's understandable. Like, I mean, trees are very distracting.
Trees are very distracting. I mean, look at them.
Yeah, they're like over there, and they're like way taller than they need to be.
And there's so many polygons.
Yeah. All the vertices in Blender is just kind of annoying when it comes to trees.
Goodness. And all the limbs move differently.
God, I couldn't imagine having to program that.
Ugh. You know, what I'll say about trees in video games, there are certain games that do it right and certain ones that take liberties. Mario and Nintendo specifically, they really simplify it. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a simplistic tree, except for when the whole thing sways from the base, like right at the base of the trunk.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
If a tree does that, it's fallen. It's coming out of the ground and it's taking everybody with it.
Yeah, it's okay. I got insurance.
Okay.
But I still think my favorite tree sprite in games is just the one that's very obviously just 2 trees perpendicular to each other. Just 2 flat sprites. And it's just
Yes.
that's just like peak video game design right there.
Yeah, that reminds me of the type of very simple toy or model where you just have the 2 flat cutouts. You just pop out the outside of it, and then it's just got a little slot, and you just slip it on in, and then boom, it stands up, and you're done.
It just screams early 2000s like Moto MX versus ATV kind of game vibes, you know?
Ooh, yes.
Yeah. It's just perfect. Like, you're not supposed to see this, but it looks good enough from a distance. It's just you're just there to jam out and do tricks that probably shouldn't be done at those speeds or without
Yes.
adult supervision.
Mm-hmm. That's a great reference there. I was a big fan of Motocross Madness 2.
Okay.
Yeah, sort of in the same vein. I think
Yeah.
same developers.
I couldn't tell you. My brain stopped working after 3 p.m. because that's when I got off work.
Well, it's a good thing we scheduled this for now.
Yeah, which is definitely not past that or before that
No,
or anything
it's
near it.
not before, not after.
You can't prove when it was recorded. You're watching this later.
Neither can I, and I'm right now.
Yeah, I can't read, so like I don't even know what time it is.
I wish you the bestest of luck with that. Many big thanks to Z, and now that Z is no longer with us on the podcast, he still exists, still alive as far as I know. But now that he's no longer here on the podcast and it's just me, it's just you and me, we can finally talk about him behind his back. So my biggest complaint about Z is that it takes a really long time to actually reach the letter because you got A, B, S, U, T, 2Y, all of those letters, and then you finally get to Z. And it kind of stinks that you have to cycle through all of the other 25 letters of the alphabet before you can get to the Z part. So that's probably the least enjoyable part about having any type of friendship with Z is just whenever you're trying to search for him, my goodness, it takes eons just to get to that letter. It's a really good thing that he just has the nickname of just the one letter, because otherwise, if it was going to be more than that letter after that first letter, forget it. I would be done. I would be toasted after that. Forget it. I would be like cinnamon, but toasted and crunch, and not as delicious, hopefully. No, don't try to eat me, please. I like to be alive. I think this is a good time to head over to the realm in which we discuss today's lucky color. Today's lucky color is Seafoam Green. Hey Z, you want to tell us the hex code for that color?
I can't read, remember?
Oh, sorry. So it's 9FE2BF. That's 9FE2BF. So Z is actually the one who told me all about this color and its effects on the brain. Go ahead, Z. Tell him what you told me.
The military uses that color in submarines as a slight morale booster. Yeah, it's the same reason like the MiG-21's cockpit's painted that color. All that's because it's the most calming, morale boosting. Yada 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 yada.
And it's pretty nice. I would look out for that. It's great for the soul. It's great for if you need a color that looks like that color. So hopefully
it's making me feel things.
It makes Z feel things. So hopefully it does the same for you. Now to wrap everything up with some words of wisdom, I'm gonna lean on my good buddy Z to just tell us what is a way that you can look out into the night or the day with some level of positivity.
A good start is to have your eyes open so you can actually see it, and then just if you're going to be upset about it, do the opposite of that.
Nice. Wow. Goodness, I think we're all gonna have to take a minute and soak that in, but not right now because it's time to go and probably eat some ice cream. Let's all be honest with each other.
I have root beer. I'm gonna make a root beer float.
Ooh, you know how to live. So big thanks, big thanks to Z and to everybody who's still here and has not fallen asleep. You have a good existence.
Yeah, you listening right there, specifically you, yeah. Keep it up, you're doing great.